Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 155. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet, and I love to knit, and I love to cross stitch as well. And you can find all of that yarny goodness in the description box underneath this video. My Instagram is there, my Ravelry is there, my email is there. And also all the patterns that I'm going to talk about and any of the fancy yarns that I'm going to talk about, I will link down below. And so, welcome. How are you? Life has been lifing, let me just say. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to you, so let's catch up. And of course, my neighbor is mowing the lawn, or pretty much what he's doing is sucking up the leaves because we have a lot of trees that have dumped their leaves. It is fall. Leaves are everywhere. It's annoying. Anyway, I won't go into that. But things that have been going on for me. First of all, we went to San Diego, a group of us from work. There was a conference there. It was the Non-Profit Storytelling Conference. So if you work for a nonprofit and you work in the fundraising department like me, let's go. And so basically, like, way to write your stories so people want to give you money. It's basically what this whole conference was about. It was a really good conference. I really enjoyed my time there, although I am not the story writing person. I am the data person. But there were a couple things that were like how to include data into your stories. This one, it was all movie themed. So it's basically like, movies tug at your emotions. They want you to get, come back, keep coming to the movies. So it's basically like, what do movies do that we can apply to our marketing, honestly. So there was a lot of that. It was fun to there was one breakout session I was in. It was basically like, oh, you have this kind of fundraising you need to do. Well, that's kind of like what this movie is. So like talking about Jerry Maguire and Show Me the Money. They used Mean Girls as an example, so it's like, oh, everybody else is donating to this, why don't you donate, kind of thing. I'm trying to think what there were, like several other genres, and I was like, interesting. But the best one that I went to was at the very end. It was called Avengers Assemble, and basically it's like the Marvel comic universe has all these movies that are basically separate movies, but they're so interwoven. Like, the stories kind of pile on top of each other, and they just kind of work together. And like, if you miss one, then you kind of miss some of the other things for, when you go to see another movie. And so basically they're like, if you write a story about X, and then you write a story about Y, and then you write a story about Z, but you don't interconnect it, it's like, okay. So I was like, how can we interweave some of our stories together? If you're new, I work for a nonprofit. It's a school for children with disabilities, and we have a day program for adults with disabilities. So we do notice that if we have a cute kid on the cover of whatever, like on the envelope or whatever we're sending out, tends to get more money. Hey, help this cute kid out. But it was fun. But they were like, don't forget about your ugly babies. And it's like, not that our kids and adults are ugly, but you know how it goes with marketing. Well, and they were talking about ugly babies being like your rough drafts and stuff like that. Like, go visit those again. Look at how you can maybe tweak something and tweak the story a different way, or kind of thing. Anyway. But yeah, so we get to the city itself. San Diego was really nice. It's about the same temperature as it was here in Chicago, although the Monday before we left, we got snow. They were predicting 12 to 18 inches. I think we got 1.5, maybe 2. It was very little compared to what they were predicting. But still, I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to do this. So yeah, so it was nice to leave, even though everything had melted by then and it was warmer. But we were like looking forward to the sun and like, you know, the ocean's right there. Yeah, we were inside. The conference was from 8 o'clock to 5:30 every day. The sunset at 4:45, so we missed the sunset every day. And it was about 60 degrees when we did go outside. And they were predicting rain. And I didn't really think anything of it. You know, it's just rain. You know, here in Chicago, we're prepared for a lot of different weathers. Apparently, they are not. So, like, my first morning there, I had the news on while I was getting ready, and they were like, if you need sandbags, please visit this website or call this person or whatever. And I was like, sandbags? What? And then like the next day they were like, if you need a place to stay because your house is flooded, here's call this place, and they had a list of places, and one of them was the Church of the Nazarene, which I was like, awesome. Again, if you're new, my husband is a pastor of a Nazarene church. It's right behind my house. So I thought that was pretty cool. But again, it's like, what kind of weather are we gonna have here? And so then, like, I was talking with a lady. There's a group of us that were sitting at a table waiting for the session to start, and she's born and raised in San Diego, and she's like, yeah, we just don't have the infrastructure. Like, they don't have like storm drainage like we do here. And then of course they have the mountains, and if a lot of the brush has been burned away from fires, there's nothing to stop the rain from rushing down the mountain. So flooding is a big deal there. I was like, wow, I never thought about that. But then, like, the other lady that was sitting with us, she's from Wisconsin. And so we were talking about, you know, our winters that we experience here in the Midwest, especially the upper Midwest. And she was saying how she likes to take the train from her house in Wisconsin, take the train to Chicago to go see a play. And so her family bought tickets to a play in February. And so they were getting ready to go on the train, and they realized that train was canceled because the tracks had frozen, meaning like the switches had frozen. So they were like, can't go on the train, but we can put you on a bus. And she's like, nope, not doing that. And then the lady from California is like, what? Like, yeah, it's like the switches, if they freeze, you know, they can't move, and so the train could, you know, whatever. And she's just like, I never thought about that. And again, like, it's one of the things I like about traveling. Like, you can talk with people from other parts of the U.S. that experience different things than what we're used to. It's just really cool. And of course, the city was fun. Across the street from our hotel was the Seaport Village. It's like an open air souvenir shops, restaurants. And that's pretty much where we went to eat every day. Yeah, every day we were over there. We were only there for 3 days. Yeah, we got there Wednesday afternoon, left Saturday morning. So yeah, it was really nice. I really enjoyed it out there. Ryan and I are going on a cruise, and we'll be in San Diego, so I was like scoping things out for us before before we go. So, and this time I can actually do stuff when I'm in San Diego other than just sit and listen to people talk for 8 hours. Anyway. But then I came back from San Diego to Ryan was prepping for his first colonoscopy and endoscopy. So like they went down his throat. That was really what he scheduled first, was that was what he went in for at first, because he has this thing where his esophagus, just like food will get stuck like right here. So they went in to see, like, is it because he has like his muscles just don't expand, or is there swelling that causes it to not expand properly? So we figured that out. They did find a polyp in his stomach, so they took care of that. And then they did the colonoscopy. They found a couple polyps there, took care of those. Everything should be good. So yeah, so I had Monday off this week, so I could take care of him. And when they, so like I was sitting there, yeah, it wasn't even an hour long. It was just under an hour. And the anesthesiologist comes in and he's like, okay, he's done. He'll be here in a few minutes. I was like, okay. And he looked at me, he goes, he really needs to do a sleep study. I said, I know. I know he needs to do a sleep study. He's like, he was snoring so loud. And I was like, I know. So that's the next thing that we need to get taken care of. But then he came in, they wheeled him in, and he kind of opened his eyes just a bit. And he was just like, he was trying to do something. He's like, he's like, I'm so sorry I didn't send you that email. I was like, what? So somewhere in his dreamy sleep state, he was like, I needed to send my wife an email or a text, and he didn't get around to it. I was like, okay. And then so I was like helping him with it, like I was giving him something to drink, something to do, you know. He had a few crackers and stuff, and he's like, boy, I really come out of anesthesia fast. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, it's only been a couple minutes. I was like, no, it's been like 20 minutes. What? No. Well, then like the nurse came in and said that he kept trying to take the oxygen mask off and use it as a phone. He wanted to call somebody. I wish I had seen that and got a video of that. That would have been great. But yeah, that's been my life. And then there's been other things, you know, little things here and there. Yeah, just a lot. Life has been lifing, as I've been saying a lot lately. So, but anyway, shall we get on with the yarning goodness? I think we should. So, first thing I want to say is, before I show you my finished objects, Vlogmas is coming. So I'm not sure, like, the thought of doing Vlogmas right now is like, no, I do not have the energy or the mental capacity to do it. I just don't. But I do want to do it. Like, I still want to. So I may just do what I've done in the past, where it's like a few days. Like, it's not going to be uploaded every day. I'll do what I can. Okay? So yeah. Finished objects. Let's talk about those, shall we? Because I have 4. When I wrote my notes yesterday, I had 3. But I managed to finish a 4th last night. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. My first finished object. I have to start with the lady. So I found this book. Well, not this one. Her first book, Carla Matrani, Crochet Iconic Women. It's linked in the description box down below, as well as this one. This is the second book, More Crochet Iconic Women. It's 15 women, and then she encourages you to mix and match and make your own, ladies. So I've done that. So the lady that I just finished, she's not in this book. But I wanted to do her so bad. Here is Marie Antoinette. And so Carla Matrani usually does quotes for each lady. But I do want to say, let them eat cake. She didn't say it. She didn't say it. That was men trying to discredit her for anything. So we will just let that go. Honestly, she was too young. She was just, a lot was put on her shoulders, and then when things weren't going right because her husband was listening to the wrong people, she got blamed. So anyway. But yeah, so one of the things that she got in trouble for was this dress. This is called the chemise à la reine. I will link a video about it. They kind of recreate it so you can see what it looks like. But basically, people were upset because she's painted in this dress and it looks like she's in her underwear. Basically the underwear that they had back in the day. I went and found a gold ribbon at Michael's to put on because it has like a gold belt thing on it. Gold-ish. Not sure if I'm too happy with that, but oh well. And then, of course, in the painting she has a hat. I am not good at making hats, so I left it off. But yeah, oh gosh. So excited. Marie Antoinette has been one of my favorite ladies in history for a long time. The History Chicks podcast that I love to listen to, she was their first episode. If you want to go all the way back to 2010 and listen to that episode, go ahead. But they have remastered it. They've made it a little better. But yeah, I will link that down below as well. But yeah, I love Marie Antoinette. I just wish she's one of those I wish I could go back and be her friend and help her make some better choices than she did. But anyway, so there's that. My second finished object. Another iconic woman, Frida Kahlo. It's living in this bag. I have pins on here from Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Obviously, Jamaica has been in my prayers a lot because of what they've been going through. But crochet. In here was my Just Feel Cozy wrap or shawl. I think it's just cozy wrap. I made mine more of a scarf. I have made it blanket size before. So yeah. It is a granny ripple. So the yarns that I use 6 different yarns. This is all I have left. Just this little nugget. I basically used it. So I have 3 skeins of 3 big regular skeins of DK, and then I had 3 mini skeins. I think I have all. I don't have more. Where did the other one go? Oh, it's still in here. So I just would crochet until I ran out of that yarn, add the next color. So it was like a regular skein, a mini, a regular skein, a mini, a regular skein, and a mini. I'm not going to do these in order. So yeah, so I bought a bundle. It was Emma's Yarn, beautiful, Simply Spectacular DK. This is 100%, nope, it's 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. DK, obviously. So the main skein was terrazzo, and then I had 3 minis that were petal, barking up the wrong tree, and mind your business. And then I found 2 other regular skeins of DK, and I realized that I bought all of these yarns at the same local yarn shop, which no longer exists. RIP, yarns to die for. But the other colors that I had were Life in the Long Grass, DK Twist, 100% fine superwash merino, in the colorway Dusky. And then 3 Irish Girls, they no longer die. And their Springvale DK, and the colorway is Current Jam. This is barking up the wrong tree. This is all I have left of the last mini skein. So, you ready to see? Here we are. Okay. Can't even show it all in the screen for you. So, I started with this one. This is the terrazzo. This is Mind Your Business. This is the Dusky. Oh, I loved all those purples in there. Then we have the petal. And we have a knot. I don't care. It's just going to stay. Then we have the Current Jam. You can't, the lighting is just not that great. And then we have Barking Up the Wrong Tree. So, the last time you saw, I was here. So, I have done all of this. So, basically, this is how I will wear it. Under a coat, all nice and cozy. You see the 3 main colors, but then you get pops and peaks of the others, which is nice. I like that a lot. So yeah, I'm very excited that this is finished. I took this with me to Love Knots after I had washed and blocked it, and then I wove in all the ends, and then I wore this for the rest of the night because it was kind of chilly that night. So yeah. Ooh, just feel cozy. And I love a good granny stitch, so this was a fun pattern. Okay, then where was it? This is the crochet project that I took with me to San Diego. Basically started it and finished it. Actually, I started it, realized it was too small, ripped it out, started again, realized that was too big, ripped it out, started again, got it the right size, and then I finished it like a couple days later. So this is the Chi-Town Cowl by Kathy Kelly. Oh, the Just Feel Cozy is by Kalisha Ryan. Chi-Town Cowl is by Kathy Kelly. I've had it in a different bag, but obviously traveling with carry-ons, I needed something more compact. The yarn that I used, RIP Joanne, although you may be able to get this at Michael's now. They're selling Big Twist at Michael's. But it's Big Twist value in the colorway Speckle Blues, which I really liked as well. So, actually, let me take this off. Because here is my Chi-Town cowl. So basically, it's made flat, and then you seam it up. Obviously, you can see where I seamed it up, because I hate seaming things. But you twist it so it's a Mobius strip. So there's no way I could really do this in the round if I wanted the Mobius twist. But I mean, it is like 10 rows maybe, and it's worsted weight, so I mean, it was a real quick make. And I love these colors. So yeah, let's see. Can I get it to lay right? Oh, here's my stitch marker. So, basically when I started it again, and I had one row done, and then, so I put my progress keeper there. I thought it was cute. I wanted to show you the progress keeper I had for it, because I figured it was very appropriate. It doesn't want to lay right. Can you see? It's the Chicago skyline. And I figured, Chi-Town cowl, that works. Okay. There you go. There it is. So, okay. So yeah, so here's the back. Goes this way. Get to lie just right. Kind of. It needs to be washed, really. But yeah, it's a real simple pattern. And it's free on Ravelry. So yeah, so there's finished object number 3. Finished object number 4. Finished last night. Living in my Kalisha Ryan bag, made for me by her. This is Rapunzel. This is her favorite princess, Tiana, although I love Tiana as well. Rapunzel's my favorite. And then I have a pin. Be a nice human. In here were my DK socks. So, the yarns that I used. Sorry, my needle is like poking out. Yarns I used. Emma's yarn. Simply Spectacular DK, which is 75.25. And the mini that I used was Emma's yarn as well. So yeah, the color for the main sock is this. This is her October 24 colorway. So this is specifically for October that went to local yarn shops. And I bought this when I was in Milwaukee last October. And then this is all that is left of the mini. That is the colorway Nightshade. So this is the heels, toes, and cuffs. Yeah. So I usually follow my sock recipe is 2 at a time. I do toe up 2 at a time. I usually follow the pattern from Wendy Partner-Geckner. It is the basic toe up sock. And then I usually do the shadow wrap heel, which the tutorial is by Denise of Earth Tones Girl. It's all linked down below. So because it's DK, I did kind of modify it a bit. And then I was watching Allie on Little Drops of Wonderful, and she was making the crunkled socks, but she made them into mitts. That's a pattern by the Bakery Bears, I think. And I was just looking at them, I was like, can I do something kind of like that? So I kind of, like, I didn't download the pattern, but I kind of looked at what the socks look like. I don't even know if I did it right, but here are my DK socks. Here is the crunkled pattern. It's actually not that hard to figure out if you want to look. But yeah, it just gives it some texture on the leg. The last time you saw, I was down here. It's been so long since I've talked to you, and DK socks work up so quick. So yeah, I am looking forward to wearing these. All the ends have been woven in, but I have not washed or blocked these yet, so they're just sitting on the sock blockers for now. But yeah, so I have this cute little kitty progress keeper. Oh, I did want to say that I was like 4 stitches from finishing binding off this sock. 4 stitches, and my yarn was this long. I was like, how am I gonna do this? So for those 4 stitches, I didn't do the surprisingly stretchy bind off like I always do. I just kind of bound off, so we'll see how that works. And by then, like, my yarn to sew in was like this long. So I didn't even cut it. It's still just kind of poking out right here, just so it's a reminder of how close I came to losing at Yarn Chicken. Actually, technically I did, but I made it work. So yeah, I'm very happy about these socks. Okay, make some progress. I have 3. Yeah, because I forgot to write 1 down. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Which one? Where to go? It's hiding under everything. So the first one I want to talk about, crochet, obviously. Living in this gorgeous bag made for me by my Advent Swap buddy, Jill. And actually, I already got both of my Advent Swaps from Jill and Jennifer. I just mailed out mine today, so I hope they get there in time. But anyway, in here is living the Harvest Neck Scarf by Janet Pippin. It is it's a crochet take on the Sophie scarf, which has been very popular in knitting circles. The yarn that I am using, this is what I have left. This is Hypnotic Yarn. Her Yarnable, she has a Yarnable box. So each month you can get a skein of yarn and some goodies. So I ordered her March 24 box because March 2024 was our 20th wedding anniversary. And this is the colorway Here We Grow Again, which I thought was a cute nod to us as well. I ordered some more DK yarn for the border. So I may rip back and add a little extra length to my scarf. Yeah, here it is so far. So, because I want to use as much of this as I can. Yeah, so this is where I was last time, I think. Yeah, so this is where I started. So yeah, it's just real simple stitch pattern. In the middle you have some puff stitches just to give it some oomph. And here's my little kitty. And so here is where I ended. I may rip back. I did put a stitch marker to the last row I did before I started the decreases. So I may do another 5 rows, I think, and then do the decreases. My other yarn is supposed to be here on Tuesday. But yeah, like, it's actually not that bad. Maybe I'll leave it this way. But yeah, I definitely do want to do a border. It's just single crochets. But, I mean, so you do a chainless starting stitch to get you up to that next row. And sometimes I just don't do it very well, so I want to do the border to kind of hide those. But yeah, oh gosh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. Okay. The next one is a new one you've not seen yet. It's a pair of fingerless mitts. They're called the Point Edward mitts. That is by Fairlight Fibers. Sorry, my notes are being covered up. Did I have them in this bag? Yeah, I think I started with this bag. So this is a Mickey and Minnie bag that my mom bought me for our Disney cruises. And then I have a Mickey Epcot ball. So the yarn in here, where's that? Is Malabrigo. Where's the yarn ball? Let me find that. The yarn band, I should say. There it is. Whoop. So it's Malabrigo Rios, which is a worsted weight base. It is 100% superwash merino. This is a single lot. Basically, it was a mystery skein. So I think what they did is they had dyed up something and then they over dyed it with some other colors. So this is what it looks like. There's no colorway name. It was just a mystery Malabrigo color. Showing up really dark on here, but it's like reds and purples, and then you'll get these bright blips of blue and green, even some bright blips of red here. But yeah, I'm really enjoying these, making these. I took these with me to San Diego. I started them before I went, just because I wanted to make sure. Starting 2 at a time mitts can be tricky, so I definitely wanted to have them ready to go. And these needles made it through TSA just fine. You know, my coworkers were stressing about other things, and I'm like, my knitting needles. So yeah, so here are my mitts so far. So we have the cuff. I am at the thumb increases, so that's fun. I think I have a few more rows. Because it's worsted weight, it's working up really quickly. But here's how they look so far. So it's about here, and then I'll have to do waist yarn and do the thumb later. So basically, these mitts, you can fold everything down, so you can use your fingers and your thumbs, but then you can, even the thumb, you can fold down or pull up, so they're covered and nice and warm in your mitts. So yeah, that's what I'm so every time I have to do make one left, or make one right, I have to re-look at the pictures, especially since I haven't done these for a while. I'm gonna have to look at the pictures so I know I'm doing it correctly, because you want your increases either to go right or left based on which side of the hand it's at. Does that make sense? Oh, I didn't tuck all the yarn in. Oh well, that's fine. So yeah, so that's the mitts. So I have a crochet, I have a knitting, and I have cross stitch to show you. Let me in my Seattle Space Needle bag. Is my cross stitch. This is what I'm working on. It's gonna be, I don't know, it'll probably just be a bookmark. That's what I will do when I'm done with this. So yeah, this is actually a perler bead pattern, and I was like, you know what, I think that would work for a cross stitch. We'll see. So here's where I am so far. I basically did the bottom, and basically where it's a black bead, I'm just gonna leave it open. So hopefully, like, you'll really see her stand out once I get to certain places. So yeah, you can see her feet right here. So I'm not even all the way up to the top of the thing, but yeah, I love it. I'm so excited. I've really only worked on this when I go to Love Nuts because it's nice and bright down there in the basement of the church, and we have white tables so I can see the holes in the Aida fabric really well. So that's fun. Okay, so those are all my makes in progress, and now we're going to talk about some things that I'm going to get started soon. So pretty much for the month of December, you'll get to see all these in progress. because Vlogmas. Oh, I didn't mark her. So, December, I'm getting ready to start the last lady of this book. If I can find her. Where did she go? Oh, I did mark her. Oh, good job, Lori. Okay, so in this book, Carla Matrani, More Crochet Iconic Women, the last woman of my series. Unless she comes out with another book. We shall see. But I'm going to do Misty Copeland. And she's been in the news a lot because she just retired. Ah, my papers are attacking me. She just retired. So this is how Carla did her. I'm going to do something different. Basically, like I've been watching a lot of stuff about her because she's been in the news because she just retired. Her first, like, starring role was as the Firebird in another, I can't remember the name of the ballet, but she was all in red. And so when they made her Barbie, they did that as the inspiration. So that's what I'm going to do. And I found some red sparkly yarn for that. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, look how cute she is. Yeah, so I'm very excited to be starting on her. She's the last lady. So sad. Okay, other things that I need to work on. Oh, I didn't bring it down. I have my Granny Advent wrap. So Advent swap ladies. I have your yarns. It's up in my guest room right now. As soon as I get the tree up, I will, which I think I'm going to try to start maybe this evening or maybe tomorrow. Definitely before we go to Thanksgiving. Once I get the tree up, I will have those boxes ready to go, and then Vlogmas starting opening up my advents, and then adding to my granny wrap. I'll put a picture up here for you so you can see. I'll just make it bigger. Maybe I'll end it after this year. I don't know. We'll see. But then, you know, where did they go? Oh, I finished a pair of socks, so I need to start another pair of socks. And since we're getting into winter, I figured let's do a pair of socks that's called The Sweet Scent of Summer. But I'm putting it in a Christmas bag, again, made for me by my Advent Swap buddy. I mean, you can tell it's a Jill bag because she usually has the rainbow zipper here. So I'm going to do The Sweet Scent of Summer Socks by Debbie Ford. I have several of her sock patterns that I want to do. So stay tuned for all of those. But the yarn that I'm going to do, I've had this for a while. And again, I bought this at a yarn shop that no longer exists. R.I.P. Yarns to Die For. But this is Wonderland Yarns. Get my glasses. This is on their Mary Ann base. So it's 85% superwash merino, 10% nylon. This is Alice in Wonderland themed. But this was a limited edition colorway. And this is called Fluorescent Fungi. Here's the color. And it's so cute. Yeah. There's a lot of stories behind this yarn, but we'll go. But I figured I have fungi on here. I'll have fungi in the and summer fungi. Yes. So I'll need to get that wound up, ready to go. And then finish the shawl. Gotta start another one. So this one is 4 skeins. So I needed a bigger bag for this. So I have it in my, I got this from my church for Mother's Day. My stomach is growling. Blessed is the woman who puts her trust in God. I'm trying to read this backwards, by the way. So this is the Count My Blessings shawl. This was put on my radar by Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful. This is by Ursula Wood, and it requires 4 skeins of DK weight yarns. And throughout the year, I've been purchasing some, and I've been like, just wait until you see what I'm going to do. So, you've seen all these yarns before, especially recently. So the first one I actually purchased was from a couple years ago. RMR Yarns. Love them so much. This is the colorway Rosita. And then I got this one from Fiber Fever. This is the Bride of Frankenstein. I have this. Are you sensing a theme here yet? And then I have, oh, I lost it. Hedgehog Fibers, Merino DK. This is the colorway Orchid. And then this last one, Malabrigo Arroyo. And the colorway Lavanda. I think this is the order I'm going to go in. Maybe I need to switch these two. I don't know. Yarn overboard. Yeah, I think that's a good color combination. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that one started. Of course, that means I'm going to have to do a lot of yarn winding here, which is fine. It's fine. So, and then, sadly, the last thing I want to talk about. So I lost another yarn shop. So I had 3 yarn shops that were close to me. One that was really close. They closed down a couple years ago. And then followed by Yarns to Die For, who I've mentioned several times. But Miss Pearl, who is in Chicago, she closed her doors a couple weeks ago. I was able to go next to the last day. She's not like completely done with yarn stuff. I haven't really been following a lot since she closed the doors, but she's been posting things, and she's still in the shop. I think it's going to be more of an online shop now. I don't know. But of course, I had to go shopping. Miss Pearl. And I was looking, I didn't really have anything in mind. I did buy a couple things for my Advent buddies. So they will get something sweet in the mail. Hopefully it gets to them soon. For Advent. But I found these. And I was like, I don't know why I was wanting these whirly cake things, but that's what I got. Oh, let's set this bag down. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is, where's the name of it? Okay. Need these. So it's Rico Designs is the brand. The base is Creative Fluffily DK. And it is German made. It is 40% cotton, 30% polyester, 20% acrylic, and 10% wool. But it just looked really soft and cozy. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but does it have the colorway? I don't see a colorway. I know it's on the receipt. Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. So yeah. And then I found this one. This is so pretty. I love these colors. So this is Circulo, and their base is Whoopee. Yeah. Attention, buy sufficient yarn of the same dye lot. Oh, never mind. So this is 100% mercerized Brazilian virgin cotton So I figured this would make a cute shawl to wear in the summer. Again, no colorway name, but it's on my receipt, so I'll put it on the screen. Made in Brazil. So, yeah, I'm very excited about this. Actually, would I do these together? Probably not, because they're two different textures, and I don't know if I could deal with that. And then also I found some notions. I found some needlepoint protectors, cute little kitties. And then I found, so excited about these, pair of scissors, but they're unicorn and they look like Lisa Frank, which is something of my childhood past, and I loved Lisa Frank. So that is everything. 50 minutes later. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I better wrap this up. Ryan and I are going to go see Wicked this afternoon, later into this evening, so I'm glad I was able to get this done while I still had lighting, even though it's getting darker again. If I'd done this earlier in the day, it was sunny. It was bright and sunny. But anyway, so Wicked this afternoon. I'm going to a play tomorrow. A lady from my Love Knots group is in the play Steel Magnolias. So a bunch of us are going up to go see that. I'm very excited. And then this week is Thanksgiving. Can't believe we're already to the holidays. We're actually going to see my parents. My aunt and uncle are coming as well. So that's going to be fun. Just to be with my family for a change on Thanksgiving, because we're usually at his family. So I'm very excited to be with my family for Thanksgiving and do my family traditions this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Mom and I talked this morning about things that I need to bring and make for Thanksgiving for the meal, although we're having it on Friday. Which the day doesn't matter to me as long as I get to be with my family. My aunt and uncle are making the turkey, which I'm thinking he's probably going to deep fry it, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, and then right after Thanksgiving is Vlogmas. Can't believe it's already here. Which means it's my podiversary, I guess. I never know what to say, because I started with Vlogmas, but my first podcast episode didn't start till January, so it's like, which is my podiversary? I don't know. But either way, that was in 2018 I started, so 5, 6, 7 years now. Wow, 7 years on YouTube. That's crazy. Okay, now I'm rambling. I will go. I have a mess to clean up and stuff to get ready before we go to the movies. So, with that, I will see you later. God bless. Bye. And of course, they decided to mow. I almost said vacuum. They decided to mow right as I start recording.